Welcome to Aperture. Here I'm with a video of telling you tips about camera setting. So here we are explaining about 3 tips, which is aperture, ISO and camera grid. So let's start with aperture. So what is an aperture? Aperture is the size of opening your camera lens. For example, there are many kinds of aperture. For example, there is focal length of 1.4 to focal length of 22. And let's talk about the very small one, which is the focal length of 1.4. The focal length of 1.4 is where your lens is at the maximum opening. For example, it has a large aperture, it has a small depth of field and no focus. Which means if you are focusing on something, for example, I'm taking this cover. You're focusing on this cover and you want your background to be blurred. So for that, we'll choose a low aperture where we can focus on the cover only and the background is always blurred. Now let's talk about the next one, which is the small aperture, whereas the focal length of 22. So we want to see the whole background with me, the cover and the background place. We have to go for the higher aperture value. So whereas all of the things are in focus and the aperture is high and we can do it in a small dark spaced room. If you have a low light room, we will always suggest to go for the high aperture.
So ISO in videography is like adjusting your eyes on the dark. When it's low, you see less, but it's very clear. When it's high, you see more, but it might get a bit fuzzy. For example, for dark areas, the ISO should be between 800 and 1600. And for bright area, the ISO should be between 100 and 400.
So now we're gonna talk about the camera grid for the better photos and video results. So basically the camera grid divides are framed into 9 equal sections by using horizontal and vertical lines. So basically it helps us to compose our shot by aligning our subject into these lines or at the intersection. So for creating more balanced videos and photos. So remember to turn on your camera grid for leveling up your videography game.